Octa non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments with Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was Octa non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
Since I've been working with you, I would say from maybe 2 a week to probably close to 20 a week.
Repeat that one more time. You went from how many leads to how many leads?
2 a week to 20 a week. And that's calls in our office, real calls. Name of the company is Roof Angel. We're a commercial and residential roofing company. Currently, we're servicing Henderson, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, really the western, northern part of Kentucky, and south end of Indiana. Yeah. My first and last name is Jake Gibson, and the web address is it's www.roofangel.com.
Again, for anybody out there that might have blacked out when they heard that, I think you said you went from 2 calls per week or 2 leads a week to 20 leads a week. Maybe I got that wrong. Could you maybe share again just how much of an increase you've seen in the leads in these first 120 days?
Yeah, the increase, I mean, what would that's like 400%, maybe more. Sorry, that'd be 1,000%, I guess, right? 2 to 20. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
the increase has been massive.
It's wild. It's unbelievable.
People are mad at me. A lot of companies here, it's not just roofing companies, they're mad at me because they're like, what are you doing that we're not doing? There's a lot of talk that just does not make sense to people, and I love it.
My life has been completely transformed over the last 13 years, and I take every opportunity to thank Clay. It's incredible. It's such a change that it's not just me that I get to experience the change and my wife, but my children and my children's children will impact it, and everybody that I get to talk with now and work with all of my business clients that I get to work with. It's the seed.
Now, laziness doesn't look like what you think it looks like. Lazy people aren't always lying on the couch watching television. Some of the laziest people I know are busy all day long. They're busy being busy, but they're not busy doing the things that matter.
Sir, what is your name and what is your wife's name?
My name is Kenny Sutherland. This is my wife, Danielle.
Okay, and how long have you guys been clients approximately?
About 8 months.
And you're here today to talk about, I believe, your growth. What has been your growth in the last 8 months?
261%.
Oh, wow. Now, I know that 99% of that 261% growth is credited to her.
Yes, absolutely.
But what do you do? What's your role in the business versus what's his role in the business?
I do all things HR, so anything that applies to having employees, that's what I do.
She's the people person.
The people person.
And sir, what's the name of your website one more time so people can verify you're real?
Yes, highwaymansigns.com.
Highwaymansigns.com. And how did you originally hear about us, sir?
Through one of our clients, Colal Fitness.
All right. Well, I know you have a date night planned tonight, but thank you for joining us. Yeah. And you guys, sir, you smell terrific. Love that beard. All right.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrivetime Show.
3, 2, 1, here we go! Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, and yes. Thrive Nation, so many of you have small businesses or aspirations to have a small business. And unfortunately, we can only work with about 160 of you at a time. And that is because I have a staff of 47 employees. And you might say, well, why don't you have 400 employees? For my business consulting business, I only want to have 47 employees because I want to know all of the employees. I want to meet everybody. I want to feel more like a football team than like a small city. I want to feel like a football team. I want to know everybody's name. All of the members of our team are great folks. And I want to know the customers. I want to know the clients that we work with because when we work with a client, the client is kind of a walking billboard for us, so to speak. And meaning that if a client's doing well, then maybe we're doing a good job. And if a client's not doing well, then maybe we're not doing a good job. So last year, our average client grew by 104%. That was the average number. But these two clients here, they're growing. They have grown their business by, and I don't want to exaggerate, but I believe you're up 261% in profit year over year. Kenny, is that an accurate number?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Kenny, tell the listeners out there, what's your first and last name, kind of, and then introduce us to your wife.
Sure. My name is Kenny Sutherland, and this is my wife, Danielle.
Now, Danielle, how are you spelling Danielle?
Danielle.
That sounds fair. Now, what is the roles that you two have as a couple running the business?
So I obviously operate the day-to-day, all the different things that go in the shop. We do, obviously, we're a signage company. Up until recently, I did all the graphic designing. I even headed up most of the installations and everything. And
I now handle all of our HR. I do all of our group interviews every week. Anything that is related to our employees is what I do, making sure that they are healthy, they are thriving, and in turn, our business is thriving.
So what are the services that your company offers there, Kenny? And tell us, what's your website?
Our website's highwaymansigns.com, HIGHWAYMANSIGNS.com.
Highwaymansigns.com?
Yes, sir.
And what all do you guys do?
We do everything that pertains to signage. We do lighted signs, channel letters. We do metal signage. We do decals, business cards, vehicle wraps, everything you can think of, wall wraps.
For our listeners, because we have in a typical week, we have well over 1 million listeners. If people are listening right now and they want to hire you for an auto wrap for their company, can you do that, or is it you service just the Tulsa or Oklahoma area?
We've done everywhere, pretty much everything that anybody asks for. We've done everywhere from Topeka, Kansas, all the way down to Arlington, Texas, over in Arkansas and Joplin, Missouri. So anywhere we can go, or we can mail, we'll do it.
So fire off, Danielle, if you can, just what are all the services that you guys provide, just so the listeners out there who are visiting highwaymansigns.com. Again, that's highwaymansigns.com, so they can get kind of a mental picture of all that you can provide for them.
Yeah, of course. So actually, if you go to our website, we have all of our services listed on there, and it's really cool because we have a ton of pictures associated with it, so you can actually get a visual of the product that we provide. So some of the bigger items that we do, and some are smaller, is yard signs. We do a lot of yard signs. A lot of people need yard signs. Banners, we do tons of banners. Like Kenny was saying, we do wall wraps, we do vehicle wraps. If you ever want a really good way to put your business on blast, a vehicle wrap really is one of the best ways.
You do wall wraps?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. We have one actually in our daughter's bedroom.
Yeah.
Really? How big can these be?
As big as you can make them. One of our clients, Cola Fitness.
Yeah. So like behind me in our building, it says boom.
Mm-hmm.
You could do something like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, because we're moving tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know that. We're moving into our new building
I
tomorrow.
did not know that.
Yeah, we've been here for 7 years, and we're just now moving here. So we finished building the building, but we're moving everything. So tomorrow, all this stuff's moving. That's why it feels kind of like it feels a little bit like you're in the Death Star from the third Star Wars, where it looks like it might not work, but it does. We're moving everything around right now. So now, you guys, how did you originally hear about us there, Kenny?
Through that same client, Cola Fitness, and we saw the growth he was getting, and we were like, I want a part of that. You know?
Did you guys go to church with Charles, or how did you meet Charles Cola? ColaFitness.com.
I just met him through, he came to us for it started with little car decals, and he just said, hey, we're doing some, we're expanding, and we want to change up our look, and I wanted to know what we could do for him, and we basically started, we gave him a new logo, and basically everything that he has now. So it started as a business partnership, and we've grown to be friends over the years. So.
Wow. Okay. So you guys are growing the business, and I want the listeners to. I don't want to go over every single thing that we've done with you guys, but it started with a 13-point assessment. So we met in our office. So we met. I want to say about maybe 10 months ago.
Yeah.
9 months ago.
January? No.
Well,
December.
it was December.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
December.
Yeah.
Okay, so we met in December, and we're now in August. So we met, and then after we met, we made a plan, and we agreed that you guys would implement the plan, and we would help you. And you guys are now up by 261% in profit. What all do you do in the business on a daily basis, Danielle? Like as far as like when a lead comes in, when someone fills out the form, when they go to highwaymansigns.com, when do you interact with the customer?
So I interact with the customers on a day-to-day basis. Even though I do HR, I make sure that my face is well known to all of our customers. I try to set an example for all of our employees on how we want our customers to be treated from the start of the product to the finish. So I do also help with training. We've got some new people that we just hired, and myself and our regional manager have been doing some one-on-one training with our employees, and then also just making sure that our customers are 100% satisfied. If there's ever an issue with a product or a service that we're providing, whether it be timeline or anything at all, I insert myself and make sure that the customer knows that I'm going to take care of them, and that, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to get what they came in for.
So what are the areas of the business that you feel like you've improved the most? And I'll start with Kenny, and I'll go to Danielle here. What part? Because again, I know for me, this is something that I it's very easy for me to understand this, but I think sometimes people, I don't know if it's pride or I don't know what it is, but I just know for me, when I went to college at Oklahoma State University, I went to St. Cloud State, then I went to Oral Roberts University, I went to OSU. People say, why'd you go to different colleges? I wasn't interested in a degree. I was interested in learning how to do things. So I found the guy in my class who was best at Photoshop. And I said to the guy, hey guy, can I pay you to teach me Photoshop? And he goes, sure. And he taught me Photoshop, thus saving myself years or months or whatever that is of guesswork. And so I pay accountants to help me with accounting. I pay lawyers to help me with, you know, the legal bills. I've paid PR consultants to teach me how to do interviews or media. I've paid people to help me write books. But a lot of times entrepreneurs just kind of wing it and run through the minefield of life, kind of learning through trial and error. But now that you've worked with us, I hope that you've learned some things quicker and faster. And what are some of the things that you've learned and actually implemented this year so far, Kenny?
Oh gosh, we've I want to say one of the biggest things, one of the hardest things for me was getting everything out of my head and on paper, so we could actually like train people better, because for a long time it was just, like you said, trial and error, and I had all the knowledge in my head, and so it was like training somebody. I literally could not take my foot off the gas enough to get people to learn it, so they literally had to just run next to me to learn it. And now we've gotten everything on paper. We've been able to, you know, like to the scripts and stuff like that, we actually kind of get everything out of this noggin and on paper, so people can see that and actually be like, okay, like train people faster. And we've hired more people and interviewed way more people than we have.
Now let's talk about the interview thing. I mean this, I'm not being disrespectful or difficult or insane, but whenever I need to hire people, I've never had a struggle finding good people. So my process is, you know, we do ads every week on LinkedIn and Indeed. I put out a new commercial today. I'll show it to you guys. It's not like a commercial. It's more of just like a 2-minute, like, but I'll put these out. It takes me like 15 minutes to make it. I'll play the audio. I know people watching there can't see it, but I put this out today. Let me see if I can get it here. Okay, here we go. So this is what my ad says. This is my Facebook post today. It says, are you not a Marxist, godless, communist? Live in Tulsa? Don't want to wear a mask? Don't want to have to take the shot? I'm hiring now. Earn up to $27 per hour. Apply today by texting 851-0102. Note, Governor Stitt is not eligible to work here. We only want job candidates that live their values. And then we hit play. Hi, my name is Clay Clark, and I am now hiring. I'm looking for great people like you. We have a job right now. We actually have 2 jobs open right now, where if your mind works and you try hard, you can make an average of about $22 to $25 an hour. And the only things I'm looking for is people that are diligent, hardworking, great energy. And you can't be a communist, you can't be a Marxist, you can't be a member of Antifa. I need somebody who's going to come to work, who loves this country, who loves the Lord, and wants to do a great job. And I put out this commercial, and then I give out my phone number in it, you know. And so here we are today, and I've got 238 people that have texted in looking for a job. Yeah. And then, that's how I do. And then I don't interview people one-on-one. I never would do that. I bring them all in a group, and every Wednesday night for my life at 5:30, anybody who wants a job, I interview them all simultaneously. And it's crazy what you can learn, because when you tell somebody the interview's at 5:30, like this one who just walked by, she's the best. She just moved here from Florida. Great lady. I met her at a conference. Her name's Katie with K-A-D-I. And, she said, hey, I'd like the opportunity to work with you. Well, if she comes in and we say the interview is going to be at 5:30, and if she shows up at 5:30, that's like only maybe what are you guys finding? Maybe half the candidates show up anywhere close to on time?
We lock the door.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, we lock the door, so the interviews start at 5 p.m. exactly.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m. that door is locked.
What percentage of people are there on time? Half?
Oh.
A third? 2/3?
If they show up.
If they show up.
What percentage of the people that say they want to be there actually show up?
Oh, okay. Honestly, it's been a whirlwind of different stuff.
Maybe 30%.
Sometimes I'll have 2 out of 15 show up.
Got it.
Sometimes I'll have 16 out of 30 show
Okay,
up.
and then so when the interview starts, do you interview them, Danielle? or-
Yeah,
okay.
that's me and our regional manager.
Okay.
We do that together.
And then the interview during the process. How does that process work? What do you say? How does it go?
So we actually shadowed one of Colaw's group interviews to
Great.
kind of get an idea of how they do it and how we should implement ours. So when they come in, the first thing that we do is we have them fill out just a about me form, and I've kind of tweaked it a little bit to really fit what it is that I'm looking for in an employee. One of my biggest things really is what position did you apply for? If they don't know what position they applied for, they're not a good candidate. So really what we do is we just we show our now hiring video. Sometimes I'll show them our about us video up until 5 o'clock. Sometimes I'll show some of the videos that we have of work that we've done so that they have something in the background if they finish their paper early and they want to go ahead and just kind of dive into some of the stuff that we do. I do ask questions during the group interview too, and one of my favorite things to ask them is tell me something unique about yourself, because that's really when the personalities start to come out, and it's really cool to see how people react.
And so we've worked with you, but you guys have implemented this. I want people to make sure people understand this idea. If you're listening right now, okay, listen, folks. Tonight's my late night because we have cheerleading tonight, and so cheerleading is kind of like my party night because when my kids do cheer. My wife and I have agreed that's when I can, stay late and work on stuff. So I'm working on stuff tonight. I'm excited about it. I want to talk to Justin James. He's a shoemaker in, I think, North Carolina or something. He's in North Carolina, who makes shoes in America, pays Americans to make shoes. What? Yeah, he doesn't use slave labor to make his shoes. What? Yeah, great. So he wants to become a client. I love this guy. And then we've got MAGA Hulk. You've seen MAGA Hulk?
No.
You guys haven't seen MAGA Hulk?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Look at this. I love this guy. This is MAGA Hulk.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
man.
And he is a pro patriot / bodybuilder guy.
He's huge.
No, he's crazy. Look at this. He's just a man. And so this guy, I'll be talking to him tonight, and I like it. I mean, there's so many people that reach out that want to become clients. I don't want to convince people to do the homework. I want to work with people that actually are willing to put in the work, and that's what makes it such a joy to work with you guys. Is because our team's always bragging on you. I mean, you guys implemented the hiring, training, and retaining processes to find good people. The online reputation management, a lot of times clients, it's new to them to manage their reputation, but I've noticed you guys have been very intentional of asking your real customers for real reviews after you do a real service for them. Kenny, how much has that helped your business?
Oh, tremendously. We get a lot more Google, calls, like people that just search for us on Google, or not even search for us, but search for signs on Google. And, having all those Google reviews help a lot. And then we get a lot of out-of-state calls, too, because of it. So.
And you guys, as far as the online advertisement, do we manage those ads for you? Do we turn them on? Are you doing online ads right
Yes.
now? And we track those and manage those with you? Okay. And I just know for me, man, when I was building my first DJ company, my first wedding business, my first entertainment company, DJconnection.com, I had to launch my own ads. And you put your ads up there, and there's all these questions, like what zip code, and what address, and are you advertising to men or women, and what age, and pretty soon I'm like in the black hole. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe ClickFunnels work, man. I don't know, man. And then because you start to see Ty Lopez videos, and you start the ClickFunnels, and all of a sudden you're going, I don't know. And then you run your ads. If you're not careful, this is what I did when I was first starting out. You run your ads, and you don't really know how much you're going to spend because it's kind of weird how it works. Next thing you know, you get a multiple $1,000 bill, and you go, oh, shunda. So does that help, having somebody helping you run your ads?
Absolutely.
I used to wear me out, bro.
It's been something of almost a nightmare for me, because I've been wanting to get a website off the ground for so many years, and I've tried. I built my own one myself, and I've paid other people to build one, and how to promote it, and ads, and I didn't know any of it, and all of it. And people just I literally paid somebody a few $1,000s to build a website, and they got half of it done and then was asking for content, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. You know, like I don't know what SEO is. I don't know any of that stuff, and we've learned all those things.
And where do you guys live? What part of America do you live in?
We live in Skytook, Oklahoma, just a little bit north of Tulsa.
And do you guys have any kids?
Yes, we got an 18-month-old.
Wow. Okay. So
and my wife's with child.
Oh boy.
Good Lord.
Oh boy. Now, okay. So we have 5 kids. So we love the kids. What's kind of your? And I'm, you don't have to tell anything super personal. I'm just wanting because a business exists to serve the owner. That's why I'm excited about helping you guys. Because I met you guys. I'm like, these are really cool people, and so I like to help really cool people because I know that God's put dreams and visions in your life and things that He feels that He's called you to do. And I think that the business exists to help you guys achieve those goals. Is there something kind of exciting that you're working towards? Have you as a couple kind of thought about like where you want to take the business? And I'm not asking for specific, details that you don't feel comfortable sharing, but I'm just saying, is there something you guys are kind of excited about in the near future? Maybe an expansion or a new building or a new hire or a new truck or a new, what are you guys working on?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a list of goals because we're really big into actually writing our goals down. As we can go, gosh, I mean, as far as with the business growth.
So you write your goals down?
Yes, and
absolutely.
it's on our fridge so that we can see it every day.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys been married?
Almost 3 years.
3 years. How did you guys meet?
We met at church.
At church? What kind of church do you guys go to?
Just non-denominational. Right now we're going to church on the move. So, yeah.
Does it matter to you? I'm just curious because for me, I can't work with clients that don't serve the same God as me because I think there's only one God, and I don't want to help the bad guys. Especially when you know the bad guy's agenda.
Sure.
Does that matter to you at all? Do you care about these things? Do you? Does it matter knowing that we kind of have the same worldviews, or do you not care about that?
Yeah, it matters to me. Now, also, I try to treat everyone, like I would want to be treated because, Jesus came here. He didn't come to the well. He came to the sick, right?
There he goes. Yep.
And so that's kind of how I look. If somebody comes in that's a customer and it doesn't exactly agree with my worldviews, as long as
you want to love everybody like Christ loved.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I try to treat everybody with respect, just like I would.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question that's probably going to paint you into a corner, but I'll give you time to think about it. It's okay. Managing people, a lot of clients say as they grow, managing people is the hardest part. And I'm not saying it's because all employees are difficult. I'm just saying the personalities, the hours. A lot of women today are working women. A lot of men, are sharing dad duties / working. Schedules are more complex. Is managing people a difficult? What's the most difficult aspect of running your company?
100%. It's managing people.
Yeah.
Managing people.
One of the things that has been hard is implementing the systems has been great. Getting our people to follow all the steps has been tough because a lot of them have been with us for 4 or 5 years, and so trying to get that through their head, hey, we're doing things a little bit differently now. Has been kind of a big hurdle, but we've made strides. And
I'm hearing your team is doing a great job, and again, comparatively speaking, because we work with a lot of different companies, and so I see clients that have a team that's not willing to do anything at all, and some that take a while to learn. And so it sounds like your team is up to the challenge.
Yeah,
And now, as far as growth goes, how do you want to open up multiple locations, or what's the vision for the brand?
My main goal, I want to get a online store going. I want to be the Vista print of signs. I want to get an online store where they come in, they put in they can put in their own graphics that they want, or our team can design something for them, and we can ship out vehicle wraps, we can ship out any yard signs or decals or whatever they're asking for, or if they want to start franchises and they need a solid, dependable sign company to do all of their stuff, we can travel with them and travel all across the country and do all of their stores.
Now, for people out there that have not worked with our program before, I mean, just tonight I was interviewed on a show that is somewhat going viral, so we're getting just bombarded with probably one person, I don't know, every 10 minutes reaching out for help. And I always try to tell people, please don't reach out to me if you're actually not wanting to implement anything. So we're not like a emotional support organization. We're a business consulting business. But who do you think would be a good fit for what we do, and who would not be a good fit, just for anybody? Because you've been in the program for a while now.
Yeah.
I would say anybody who is open to change.
Open to change.
You definitely have to be flexible with that. If you're not, then it's not a good option for you if you're very much stuck in your ways. But if you're wanting to see an active change, not just in your business, but in your life, you're definitely a good fit.
Is your schedule, Danielle, getting different now? Is it improving your personal schedule?
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've actually changed my schedule quite a bit since really coming on board. When I first started with you guys, I was actually working 3 jobs at the time.
3 jobs?
Yeah.
I believe you were working in the medical field.
I was, yes.
Were you?
I was working at a dental office in Tulsa.
I remember that.
I also worked for a church, and then I also worked for our business. And so our business, unfortunately, started to become on the back burner, and that's when I recognized, just seeing all of the things that we were implementing, that I was more needed in our family business. And so that's really where I'm at now.
Do you remember the day that you retired from your other jobs?
So from the church, I only worked with them temporarily. It was very short term, and that was back in the end of January. And then as far as the dental office, I worked with them up until the middle of May. So. And
you told me, and I remember this, and maybe I'm misquoting, so correct me if I'm wrong. You actually really enjoyed that job.
The dental office?
You're right, didn't you enjoy it? I mean,
yes.
It was something you wanted to, you liked doing that. You liked
yeah, no, I absolutely 1,000% loved that job, loved the people I worked with. It was really hard to step away from that emotionally, but I understood where my priorities lie. And just seeing the growth that our business was going through, it helped me even more.
What's it like having your wife back? It's kind of like dating your wife all the time now, right? I mean, is that exciting? Was that exciting?
It's been an interesting road. You know, some days it's harder than others, but I think on a whole it's been good, and it's been important to me too to see her be a part of it too, because I ran the business. We've been either this year or next year, it depends who you ask. We've been open for 20 years.
Wow!
And so it's family business. My parents started it, and then I took over in 2009. So I've obviously this has been a huge part of my life for a long time, and we've been together for just a few years now, and so her coming in, she was like, okay, I want to be a part of this, and that's just really cool to me.
And then as far as the 13-point assessment, a lot of times people are like, 13-point assessment, I'm going to get roped into one of these multi-level programs, and they're going to keep me in some sort of retention cell, like it's going to be like one of those timeshare things, and I'll be stuck there for 4 hours. I mean, have you guys been on a timeshare tour?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you been?
Yes.
Twice.
Really?
My wife thought it would be cool to get a free lunch on our honeymoon.
Hey, listen. You listen here.
We got a free stay somewhere.
You listen to this. I want your wife to know this, because I'm going to one up your wife. It doesn't matter what your wife has done. She will leave here looking like an all-star after what I've done.
Good.
We went to Vegas, and I grew up with no money, and I've always thought, like, if you spend less money, you maybe can keep more money. That's just a theory I've had. If you spend less, you keep more. And so we just got married. And you guys were, how long had you guys been married when you did your timeshare tour?
Well, it was on our honeymoon. So
okay,
our honeymoon was
yeah,
our first
yeah. And let me tell you,
Yeah.
and you come at it from a sense of purity, because your wife, someone says, hey, would you like was it a free trip, or what do they offer you? A free hotel? Was it a free meal? Free, what was it?
It was a free stay at another hotel, which we did use.
But I'm just saying, I want to make sure we get this. It starts off, hey, listen here, buddy, I'm going to educate you on how you get sucked into a timeshare. So I'm going down in Vegas, and they said, hey, sir, would you like to go to a free show? And I'm walking around. My wife's getting ready. I get up early. Would you like to take your wife to a free show, or do you like to, because they saw the ring, And I'm going, well, yes, I would. And they go, well, we've got, and they list it off. It's like Boys to Men in concert, or it's Britney Spears, or it's all the predictable people. And I'm going, I would like to take my wife to a show. They go, and would you like to do a great deal dinner? There's a cuisine. There's a this. And all you have to do is take a 1-hour tour. That was the pitch. Was that for you, 1-hour pitch?
Yeah.
And I'm going, dude, we just got married. 1-hour pitch. You promised me? I said, I'm telling you going into it, I'm not going to buy anything. And he goes, oh, yeah, for sure. So then they show up on some shuttle bus, and they take us out to like Tatooine or someplace where Yoda lives.
Oh, God, yeah.
We're on the island of Endor, or we're somewhere where Yoda lives. We're going Dagobah. That's where we go. We end up like in this resort, but it's kind of off the path. Is that what they did to you?
Yeah, they definitely corner you.
And then they're there, and they start saying to my wife, they go, sir, they said, ma'am, do you like this trip? And it's like nice, everything's nice. And she's like, oh, I do. Well, if for as little as, it's like $400 a month, what if you could come here whenever you want? And that seems like that would be great. And they go, well, let's just see what you qualify for. Next thing you know, they got paperwork out for us to sign. Did that happen to you?
Oh, yeah.
And then, I'm like a naturally aggressive dude. So that's very good or bad depending upon how you, the situation.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, hey, I definitely don't want to sign up. I appreciate you. As I mentioned, I'm just here for free stuff. And he goes like, so you mean you took my whole day with no intention of actually buying anything? So you wasted my time? I thought you were, right? So you've spent my whole, if you're just going to come in for free stuff, why don't you just say something? Because then I wouldn't have spent my time. He's trying to make me feel bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do they do that to you? By the way?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like 3 or 4 moves they do.
Yeah.
And I go, well, hey, I don't know that you I just remember telling him, I know that you think that I care, but I don't care.
Yeah.
So furthermore, I'll probably come back tomorrow for another free thing because I'm never going to buy anything because that's what you offered.
Yeah.
And this guy starts getting into the whole like, well, let me talk to your wife. And he cornered my wife. Did they do that to you?
Oh, yeah, they did that to
And
us.
they preyed on the emotion thing.
Uh-huh.
And my wife starts to do the, like, because she cared. My wife's a nice person. And somehow he convinced her that, like, he wouldn't be able to feed his family and that we were wasting his time.
Yeah, they tried that.
Oh, man, it was dirty. But my wife almost said yes just to get out of it.
I tried getting up a few times. That was difficult.
She went to the bathroom during it, and they got me by myself and was like, "Hey, dude, if it's your wife, you can go ahead and sign everything." Right
Dude,
now.
listen to this. This is where it gets crazy.
Oh my god!
So after we had a horrible experience, my wife leaves in tears.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I did? I signed up again.
Oh, my God.
Because I was like, I'm going to go, and this time I'm going to win, and my wife's not going to cry. And my wife's like, the next day, she's like, what are you doing today? And I'm like, I'm doing the timeshare again. You can stay here, and I'm going to dominate that timeshare guy. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. No, so that's what I did. So anyway, so no matter what your wife did by signing up for a timeshare, I just want you to know it comes from a pure place. She was trying to do the right thing. But me, I came from a dark place. I was just trying to get even at that point. So anyway, but you guys are absolutely great. And I encourage everybody out there, if you if you want to put a wrap on your wall in your building, maybe you're looking to auto wrap your business, your vehicle, your truck, go to highwaymansigns.com. Highwaymansigns.com. You can see all the services that they provide. It's highwaymansigns.com. It's singular. Highwaymansigns.com. Auto wraps. They do LED. You do LED displays?
Yes, sir.
How big?
As big as you want.
Let's talk about it.
We've done we've done most of our customers do a little smaller ones. They'll do like 2x8s, 4x4s, 4x8s.
What does that cost right there? What's that cost? What's this? Looking at this one on the website right now.
4x4.
What's a 4x4 cost roughly?
Double-sided is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around 18 grand.
18 grand? Mm-hmm. Whoa, shaka baba.
Yeah,
okay.
They're pricey, but they do.
And you guys do lighted signs. You do non-lighted signs. You're good people. You love the Lord. You check all the boxes. I'm excited for you. Now, again, and then for anybody out there, just to get this on the record, you were up 261% of profit?
Yes. Yep.
Well, amen. Congratulations to you guys. I'm excited for you guys. And thank you for coming into the studio. I know you drove all the way in from Skytook. I didn't expect you to do that, so I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah,
Well, he came from Bartlesville.
Really?
Well, we both
We
did,
have 2 locations. We have one in Bartlesville.
Are you guys going out to
and
dinner
Skytook,
after this, or what are you doing?
I think so. My sister's got my daughter. They're down
Oh, it's a
here
date
right
night.
now,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we might as well.
Okay, well, avoid the timeshares this time of year. They tend to be high pressure. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, my name's Clay Clark. It's the Thrivetime Show on your radio and podcast download, where we like to end each and every show. We like to end each and every show with a boom, because around here, boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And that's what it's going to take your business to the next level. It's big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And so now, without any further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Now, if you are out there today and you're looking to become a one-on-one coaching client of myself, I only take on 160 clients, and so I want to make sure that I'm only working with people that are diligent doers and goal pursuers. I don't want to work with ask holes, people that just want to ask a bunch of questions and don't actually want to implement what they're learning. I don't know if it's because I've had a lot of success early. I don't know if it's because I've had a lot of success of late. I don't know what the thing is, but I just don't want to work with people that won't implement the proven system. I want to work with people that are sufficiently motivated, just like that last couple you just saw. I mean, these are great Americans. They're hardworking people. And they reached out and they said, can you show us what to do? And I said, sure. And I showed them what to do. And they diligently implemented the systems. And that's why Kenny and Danielle are having epic success. So if you would like to explore the idea of working with us on a one-on-one basis, go to thrivetimeshow.com. thrivetimeshow.com/EO Fire. That's thrivetimeshow.com/EO Fire. thrivetimeshow.com/EO Fire. And when you go there to thrivetimeshow.com/EO Fire, you can see we document all of the client success stories. The average client grew by 104% last year, and you can schedule a free 13-point consultation right there. The 13-point consultation is really nothing more than a strategic conversation to see if we can identify your biggest limiting factors, to see if you're a good fit for our program. And if you are, we'd love to help you. And if not, no worries. You can learn more about it at thrivetimeshow.com/EO Fire. And my name's Clay Clark, reminding you that you too can have massive success. But remember, vision without execution is hallucination. Vision without execution is hallucination. Knowledge without application is meaningless. So you got to implement. It's all about implementation. And that's hopefully what I hope that you picked up on today's conversation and interview with the super successful clients, Kenny and Danielle.
Okay, man, I'm sitting here right now talking to a good buddy of mine over in Bentonville. And Dennis has been a client, I think a couple of years. Is that right, Dennis? Something like that?
Just short of 2 years.
Just short of 2 years. And so what we're going to be doing is talking a little bit about your story, kind of how we got together,
Sure.
what's been going on over the past 18 months, something like that, and how the coaching has been impacting your company. But Dennis, let's start out. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your company, where you guys are, what you do, and all that fun stuff.
Sure. I'm Dennis Kogan, and I'm team leader of a company that does business printing for a lot of the corporations in our area. Our name is Morpho Printing. And we have clients all over the world. We have some in China, some in England, some in Canada, large concentration here in Northwest Arkansas. And all our clients are business folks. We've been in business for 20 years. And the last 2 years have been skyrocket growth, because before we just hit a plateau and just couldn't go any farther because we didn't have systems, weren't organized. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell me a little bit about when you were first thinking about coaching. What were some of the difficulties and struggles that you guys were having that made you think, maybe I need some help here?
Well, we had receivables problems. We couldn't track our leads, and we just didn't track our leads. We weren't doing any advertising necessarily. We weren't organized with regard to recruiting and training. We had some turnover, and that was natural, but we just didn't have any processes or systems in place. And we were all so busy that we just didn't have time to get on it and get organized. And, we were still doing well and profitable, but we knew we could do more.
Fantastic. And how did you hear about the leadership initiative?
A business colleague referred me to you guys, and we came to one of your free 2-day business seminars over in Tulsa area near Jenks, Oklahoma. And we were stunned to meet 300 other business leaders from around the nation, folks from Canada, folks from Washington State, California, Colorado. We were commiserating with each other. And some of the speakers you lined up for us at the event, Clay, were folks like Dr. Zellner and Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and Steve Currington from Cross Country Mortgage and Koloff Fitness. And these were all your success stories. But what shocked us was they were normal folks just like us. In many cases, we thought
they are mere mortals.
Maybe a little more experience than they did, but they were doing it and they were growing like crazy. And one of the examples that just stunned us as one of your students, if you will, it was a lady from Arizona, from Tucson. She was a physical therapist doctor. She had 2 or 3 locations, and she got on board with you guys 5 or 6 years prior to that. And over a 5-year period, she grew to 8 locations. And then her goal was to sell the business to another company who could take it further. And she was in her late 40s, early 50s, and she sold for $20 million. We were like, wow, she's just a normal, average person just doing business. And of course, we ran into dozens of folks like that at the seminar who were just learning your processes, your techniques, and your nothing secret, but they were just stunning to us. We said, we got to get on board with this guy.
Fantastic. And Dennis, you don't have to go into specific numbers, but talk to me a little bit about just how your revenues. I know that we've had a nice spike in revenues since we've been doing the coaching. Talk a little bit about the revenue growth that you guys have experienced over the last 18 months, 2 years.
Sure. In 2023, we were struggling. No systems in place, couldn't really grow, couldn't break out of the bubble. And then 2024 cash deposits, and that's what you've taught us, is what matters is what you put in the bank. It doesn't matter what you sell. If you can't collect the cash, you can't get the cash in, and you don't have a profit, and so on. So by using your systems, which are very logical and very straightforward, nothing fishy about them, our 2024 cash deposits were up 65% over 2023 for the two full fiscal years. And then year to date, 2025, we're up 26% over 2024, and 2024 was a huge growth year. Again, these are cash deposits. So this is actual countable, spendable money.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And, you know, you and Joan, your wife, Joan, we meet every week, get together on the phone. It's a phone call that we do. Talk a little bit about what that is like. What is our weekly phone call like?
Well, we talk about our success stories for the prior week, which we have quite a few. And then we talk about what our numbers look like. And one of the problems we had before we met you was we didn't know what our numbers were. I mean, they were in QuickBooks, of course, but we couldn't run reports. We didn't know what we're looking at. We weren't educated. We just weren't knowledgeable. We were as dumb as rocks when it came to numbers. I was. Joan isn't, but I was. And so
you might not want to speak for Joan on that.
Putting together a little scoreboard that you help us set up in terms of, here's our lead sources, here's our advertising dollars, here's our number of clicks, number of new customers, number of conversions, number of sales closed, dollars in, dollars out. We're actually watching expenses now we weren't before, and you're helping us with that. And so it's a scoreboard. It's kind of a dashboard, if you will. If you fly an airplane, you need to know what your altitude is. You're going up or going down. And so this is just a dashboard, so we can look at all of our scores for the week and keep track of it on a weekly basis, daily sometimes. But we had no idea these numbers existed before we met you.
Fantastic. You talked a little bit just as far as the revenue growth, okay? And one of the things I know we talked about was a practice that you guys had slipped into, which many business owners slide into, is doing the invoicing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when we first talked about, hey, what about moving away from the invoicing and actually getting paid for work when you do it? And talk a little bit about how you responded to that suggestion and kind of that process. And now that you guys are doing it, is that making a difference for you?
Huge difference. We were very resistant and very reluctant to actually ask for cash up front or a deposit. We would always invoice, and most of our clients are corporations, Fortune 500, Fortune 250s, and Coca-Cola's, Kraft Heinz, General Mills, large corporations who just don't pay in advance. But we started with your encouragement and your coaching, because that's what coaching is all about. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. Like a soccer team. Come on, get out there, kick the ball faster, harder, better. And so we started to ask folks, hey, we'll need a deposit on that job, or it's a custom job that's just for you, super secret proprietary job, and we're going to need payment up front. And with only one exception, everyone said, okay, send me a link, I'll pay it. Credit card payments, and so we've stopped chasing our tail in terms of chasing receivables. We have no receivables now. I mean, a couple $100 here and there, which is nothing. But before, it was tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars all over the world. And chasing money in China is tough. So now we say, wow, all right, you got to pay up front. When we get the payment, we'll start the job. Otherwise, give us a call later. And so we're polite about it, but we're very firm. And they say, okay, where's the link? And so it was just it was a breakthrough moment for us.
Fantastic. How has that influenced your cash flow on a daily basis?
My boss doesn't let me know what cash flow is because I'll spend it, but she says it's great. And so it works well. And that is really because we don't have to chase dollars or worry about, oh my gosh, how we make payroll, because these folks are Fortune 500s and Fortune 100s and they're 90 days past due, which is always the case, right? They're always 90 days out.
Yeah. Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other tools that we have implemented.
Sure.
I know that we've talked about time management and implementing your weekly routine and that daily steering wheel. Talk a little bit about how that is going with you and Joan.
It's going well. One of the things we used to do, and very typical of many business owners, is we would need to hire some folks, and we would throw an ad out, and we'd get 50 or 60 resumes. We'd spend 10, 15 minutes on every one of them, and we'd weed it down to 10 or 15 folks. We'd bring them in 1 hour at a time, waste an hour, so 10 or 12 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours, we've wasted time interviewing people that are just duds. And that's okay. They're nice folks, but they're just not applicable to our role. And so you helped us flip that on its head in terms of time management. Now we do a weekly interview. It's a group interview. We invite everybody. Come on in, 5:30 on Tuesday. Come on in. 4 or 5 folks show up. We spend 45 minutes, only 45 minutes. We get them talking. We'll invite one of those, maybe not even one, but we'll one of those back for a 4-hour session with us, actually working with our team hands-on. And that way our team gets a chance to interview them on the job, if you will. And we find out if they're legit. And so we've taken this 20, 30 hours a month of recruiting and narrowed it down to literally 90 minutes a week. And it works out great. So we have folks on the bench, just like a good soccer coach. You've always got people sitting on the bench in case someone breaks a leg, gets moved, gets pregnant, gets sick, someone passes away in the family, you lose your employee. You have someone on the bench you can call up and say, hey, come on over. Can you start 2 weeks? And it works out great.
Fantastic. And let's see. So we've got the group interview that you guys have been doing. We've got the no more invoicing, which we've done. And we've got your weekly routine that we put in place. Let's talk a little bit more about kind of the marketing piece, okay? And making sure that your phone is ringing. Let's talk a little bit about some of the tools that we've given you guys to get the phone ringing.
Sure. I'm going to look over here at my scoreboard on the other screen and just tell you that last week alone, we had 186 clicks, resulted in 19 phone calls, 24 phone calls the week before, 29 phone calls the week before that. So we're tracking our lead sources. These are Google ads as well as ad roll. And so these are customized ads that appear to our target audience, which is defined by you guys, and you've helped us do that. And so we have tracking ads that follow people around. If they search for printing, that it will follow them everywhere. They're annoying, but they work. And we track those leads, we track the sources, and we try to close sales. And when we started with you at the beginning, we were closing about 80 to 85, 90% of our sales. And you made us realize, hey, wait a minute, you're leaving money on the table. You shouldn't be closing 90% of your sales. Your prices are too low. Raise your prices. And we hemmed and hawed, and you finally convinced us that was the right thing to do. Now our closing ratio is down to about 65, 70%, which is a right balance because now we're making more money on fewer closes, but we're still closing a lot. And so it's working out. But we would never know that without tracking the numbers.
Yeah, fantastic. And then how about this? How about that wonderful thing called Google Reviews?
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know if I ever bring that up in our weekly phone call, but talk about Google Reviews.
It's amazing. When I went to your seminar 2 years ago, and amongst 300 other business folks, you were on the dais that one day, and you said, hey, look, you got to ask for video reviews. You got to ask for them. If you don't ask, you're not going to get, right? And we in the audience were like, oh, well, okay, how do we do that? It's kind of presumptuous, it's arrogant, it's self-centered. I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like I'm, asking for something. We don't bother my customers. And so you said, hey, look, this works. And so that night at the hotel, before the next day, went back to the hotel, and I sent out 10 or 12 emails. I forget the number, 10 or 12 emails to my top clients and said, hey, would you leave me a Google review? Here's the link to do so. Came back the next morning for breakfast. You opened the session at 7 o'clock, and you said, anybody learn anything last night? I said, yeah, I got 5 reviews. Came in overnight. I was stunned. We had never gotten reviews before that. And I know that when I look for a restaurant, my wife and I go looking for a restaurant, we always look at Google reviews. Everybody does. 4.7, 4.6, 4.5. We never go to the 3.0 restaurants because that's what Google reviews are for, to find the right places to shop and spend your money at without getting ripped off. So got those 5 Google reviews, and we were starting at like 6 or 7. That was 18 months ago. We're now just today we get 2 more reviews. We're at 327 reviews. They're all 5 stars, which is unheard of. Restaurants, you never see a 5-star restaurant, rarely. And so we're a 5-star business printer, and we get a ton of calls because people realize that social media presence or credibility lends credibility to the fact that, well, these guys have got 300 some odd reviews. They're all 5 stars. They're all business folks. I can't go wrong. And so we end up getting a lot of calls from people who say, you're the first place I call because you have the best reviews. And we close the deal right there on the phone.
Wow. So thank you very much for taking some time. And so what we've got here is over this last 18 months, we've been able to increase our number of leads. Okay. Mm-hmm. We've been able to get to the point where we're not only getting leads, but we're able to close leads. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're able to increase our revenue. which is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we are moving forward on down our linear path, some of our next steps that we're going to be tapping into is just continuing to scale the company using our systems.
Yes.
So we've already talked about a handful of the systems that we've helped you put together, but are there any other systems? Like, has there been any scripts that we've written for you, or call recording, or how to run a meeting, or how to manage your people?
I'll tell you, Clay, you taught us, you and your team, you've got a 20 people on your team there, 25, whatever the number is. You've given us several scripts and we've adapted them. For example, the script I'm going to show you here is version 18. We've gone through 18 versions of the script, and basically it's a phone script. Client calls in and we get their information, obviously. And how did you hear about us? We want to know the lead source. What's your email address? What company you're with? What did you search for? How did you find us? What you're looking for printing? You're looking for horseshoes? What you're looking for? And then we say, great. And this is the script. We literally read it. And when people hear this, and I'm going to say it right now, they go, oh, I've called the right place. We say, great. Just so you know, we're the highest rated and most reviewed business printer in the entire state of Arkansas. We do all kinds of graphic design and printing for business companies like Allstate Insurance, General Mills, City of Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas Community College, and Arkansas Tech University. We'd love to help you be successful in your printing. And they go, I'm not calling anybody else. It's great. Let's go.
Yeah.
So it's literally just, we read it. And then we compensate our people on little merit increases. And they earn more money every week by doing the script and by getting the Google leads and by getting the reviews and by closing things. And so by putting those systems in place, it's easy to close sales.
Fantastic. Well, again, hey, so Dennis, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, all right, let's say they're watching this and they're going, I need printing. I need to talk to Dennis. How does somebody reach out and get in touch with you?
Morphoprinting.com, MORPHO, morphoprinting.com. It's kind of a derivative of metamorphosis. Will turn your formerly poor printing project into something that actually helps you sell.
I see what you did there. I like it. Very good. Well, hey, Dennis, thank you so much. I sure appreciate it. And again, I always want to brag on you and Joan. You all do a wonderful job each week. You're very coachable. And even though things are difficult and you're kind of breaking out of some old molds, you guys have been willing to take those steps that are having some big impact on your company. So I just want to let everybody know I'm proud of you.
And the other corollary there is the beatings have worked.
Yes, the beatings will continue until morale changes.
Improves.
So, all right, Dennis. Well, hey, bless you, man. Talk to you later, okay?
Thanks a lot, Clay. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th President of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotson-Pillar will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint.
Right.
I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here with... Whoa.
There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody, don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then, you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard.
Yep.
And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You can meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, yeah, phone, wallet, keys. Whoa. Now that's a good idea.
Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business.
It's tough.
But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Hey!
It's an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump Organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you, this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Now, don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life-changing. It is life-changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life-changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right. Really. So if you're looking to have life-changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
And the greatest thing that'll come out of all of it, aside from winning the presidency of the United States, we'll get to that in a second, was an everlasting friendship between Clay and I, because I'm telling you, there's not too many people in the world that have this man's backbone and his tenaciousness and his perseverance. And so, buddy, I love you. And to General Flynn, thank you. You guys are incredible. You guys are incredible warriors. You guys are incredible, incredible warriors. So thank you, my friend.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now, I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
We're going to move into action mode here. So for anybody out there, if you say, I would like to go to Mar-a-Lago. Now, Jackson, you know that this just in, they raided Mar-a-Lago. You know about this? This just in. And so some people say, that wasn't cool. I didn't like that. But, so a lot of people out there, we want to kind of stick it to the New York Times. We want Eric to become the #1 best-selling author in America. And we kind of also want to go to Mar-a-Lago and check it out. We've never been there before. So what we're going to do is for anybody right now, if you go to Amazon right now and you buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. So you go to Amazon right now, you buy a copy of the book, and you just text a screenshot of your proof of purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. So text my number, 918-851-0102. So again, step one, you go here to Amazon.com, you buy a copy of the book, Under Siege, then you just text a screenshot of your purchase, your proof of purchase. You text my number, 918-851-0102. You have a chance to win a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Eric Trump and myself, and there's more.
And by the way, Mar-a-Lago right there, just for your viewers, it's the most exclusive private club in the world. $2 million to get into, just base membership fee. And I promise we're going to make your night absolutely incredible. Clay goes, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it out to all the amazing Reawaken people, all the people who supported us all around the country, all around, at every one of these conferences, who adore your family. We've got to beat the New York Times. The New York Times is going to do everything they can. Even though we're #1 on Amazon right now, we just hit #1 this morning. New York Times is going to do everything they can to keep you from being number one bestseller. You know that. I know that. You know the games that they're willing to play. But Clay goes, why don't we do a couple of things? First of all, love having dinner with Clay. He's the greatest. Second of all, why don't we bring one of the amazing people that I guarantee you I've been in front of at all these events. Why don't we bring a couple to dinner at Mar-a-Lago? And I said, absolutely, consider it done. So I said, they have to text you, Clay. They can't text me because we'll be getting 1,000 of these. But yeah, go buy a book, text Clay, and we'll set up a dinner. I'll make sure you guys have the absolute time of your life.
I'm going to pull this up again one more time here, Jackson, because I think sometimes I'm a poor communicator, and I need to work on communicating more effectively. So you go to Amazon. That's step one, okay?
Yes.
You buy a copy of the book, Pop Quiz. What book?
Under Siege.
You buy a copy of Under Siege, and then you screenshot a picture of that, and you text my phone number. It's 918-851-0102. And folks, that is my cell phone number. So we'll keep that private between you and me and everybody. And then when you text that to me, you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the actual in-person business workshop. That's a business growth workshop, December 4th and 5th, featuring Eric Trump in Anaheim, California. And you have a chance to win dinner with Eric Trump and myself at Mar-a-Lago. Now, someone says, when does this contest end? Now, Eric, your birthday was hijacked. Okay, so your birthday was hijacked. January 6th is this man's birthday. He now has to switch his birthday because no one wants to talk about his birthday on January 6th anymore. So we're going to run this promotion until November 5th. That's my birthday. So we're gonna,
no. So we're going to run it until October 14th.
October 14th.
Has to be pre-sale.
This just in. It has to be between October 14th. That's why we're clarifying. So between now and October 14th. Now, folks, let me just clarify this real quick here. So make sure I'm leaving you with some good clarity here. One, you buy a copy of Under Siege on Amazon. That's the step one.
Yep.
Step two, you text a screenshot of that purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. Three, you have to do that before October 14th. Before October 14th, this just in. It has to be before October 14th. And you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming business workshop. You have a chance to have dinner with Eric Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And I want to tell you some benefits of buying the book. One, I've read the book. It's incredible. If you're a father out there and you want to learn about mentoring your kids, it's a great book. If you want to learn about American history, it's a great book. If you want to make America great again, it is a great book. It's a book you got to have.
Now here is just a quick editor's note. You do not have to buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, to be entered into the drawing. Whoa. Just text the number. All you have to do is just text the number, 918-851-0102, and you will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hang out with Eric Trump and Clay Clark at Mar-a-Lago, and to win a backstage pass at the upcoming ThriveTimeShow.com 2-day interactive business workshop. Again, you do not have to buy a copy of the book to be entered into the drawing, but it would be great if you'd buy a copy of the book because that would make sense. However, that is all, and now back to the interview.
Also, Eric, a final question here for you. You are donating a portion of the proceeds to support Charlie Kirk in his continued mission there. Could you tell us about that briefly there, and then we'll let you get back to what you're doing today, sir?
Yeah, well, I was on with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson was a great friend of Charlie Kirk's, as you know, and you know Benny, and Benny's a very good friend of mine. And, Kash Patel is a very good friend of mine and was a very good friend of Charlie's. I mean, you watch everybody that's up on that stage every single day as they got to the bottom of exactly what happened, and they brought justice to what happened, or are trying to bring justice to what happened. And it's kind of unthinkable, but St. Jude, and I talk a lot about St. Jude in this book because that's been, fighting pediatric cancer has always been a cornerstone of my life. But Charlie truly was the epitome of being under siege, not only in the movement that he helped create, but obviously in how his life was savagely taken. My book came out 2.5 days before Charlie's assassination. You better believe he would have been the final chapter of this book as just another illustration of what these people will do at any cost to try and win, because it's who they are. It's the not so tolerant left, and we can never let our voices be extinguished. Clay, you stood on that stage as well as anybody I've ever seen stand on a stage. You did our Reawaken events all across the country, which you funded out of your back pocket because you believed in America, you believed in a greater country, and you were on that stage every single day. I was on that stage with you every single day, and I was on the Turning Point stage with Charlie all the time, and I was on stages across the country and 3 campaigns. I've stood on thousands of them, and honestly, they don't want us to stand on that stage. That's why they're sending bullets from rooftops. They don't want us to go out there with a bullhorn and have loud independent thought, when they see these beautiful arenas full of kids and they're cheering, they're celebrating, they're holding American flags, they don't want that. And so they want to silence us. They want to silence our voice. That's why they killed Charlie. That's why they tried to kill my father. That's why they sent 112 subpoenas to me. That's why they wanted me in jail and my father in jail and Don in jail. That's why they made up the hoaxes. They wanted to see us destroyed and gone with no voice, with no money, with no company, with no political aspirations, gone. And we can't allow that to happen. And so we need to make sure that Turning Point continues. We need to make sure incredible patriots like you continue to spread, sensible speech, pro-American values, pro-religious, pro-constitutional values. And that's why I want to donate the funds to Turning Point. I want to donate, a portion of the funds to Turning Point, because we can't allow anarchy to win, and we can't allow voices to be deleted, and we need to keep Charlie's legacy going.
Eric Trump, thank you so much for joining us. Pastor Jackson, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Eric, have a great day. We really do appreciate you. Everybody go out there and buy that book, Under Siege. It's not too early to buy your Christmas gifts. And if you have a Democrat in your family, buy them a copy as well. Eric Trump, take care.
Thanks, guys. See you later.